Hey everyone, my name is Melanie. Welcome to Furniture Recreated. My clients use this piece of furniture as a TV stand, and they've had it for about 20 years. It was very popular when they purchased it back in the 90s, and it's solid oak. But now they want me to refinish it, bring it up to date, and that's what I'm going to do. But first I need to fill in a few holes, nothing major at all. Just get it ready to paint. One thing I've run into with oak furniture is sanding is a little bit more difficult. It's a very hard wood and it seems to really hold on to that finish. My goal with any piece of furniture is to make sure that I get that top coat or that finish off before I start to paint. Now, if I'm going to stain, obviously I have to sand all the way down to the raw wood. But I'm not going to stain this at all, so I don't have to do that. However, I am going to use a paint wash, and you really have to make sure that all of that finish is off before you try and do a paint wash, or the paint wash is just going to sit on top of the finish, and then when you go to wipe off the excess, it's going to come right off. The color I'm using for the paint wash is Cathedral Taupe. I add a little bit of water to the paint to loosen it up, to make it thinner, so that you can actually see through the paint to the wood grain. Now really it's up to you how thick or how thin you want that paint to be. That's really a preference that you can make for yourself. This is the problem that I was talking about with the finish. If you don't get that finish off, you're going to be able to see that. So I'm going to have to get back to that and fix it in a few minutes. I have done this paint wash on many pieces of furniture, so you can check out some of my other videos if you want to learn more about the paint wash. This is a good opportunity to let you know that I am an affiliate with Amazon. So any link that you click on that's connected to Amazon, I will get credit for. I am using the color ash for the bulk of this piece. My client gave me a swatch from a brand new piece of furniture in the same room that this will be. So I took the color from that piece of fabric. This is a very nice charcoal gray, so it's really like a soft black. It's very pretty, and it's very easy to work with. In case you were wondering about that section on the top of the piece that hasn't been painted yet, that piece butts right up to the area that I did the paint wash on. So now that it's dry, I can add my painter's tape and safely paint the rest of the top without getting any paint on the areas I've already done. You can already see how nice that finish is going to be, but I am using a finishing pad just to make that paint all that much smoother. Now you may notice I am painting some really weird areas. Like, why am I painting the bottom of this piece? Well, here's the thing. Those areas are rounded, and when you put it on the floor, you are going to be able to see some of that from different angles. And my thought is, why not paint anything that you think might show in some circumstances, I would rather paint more than less, because I want this piece to look professional, because it was done by a professional, right? So you really need to step up your game. If you're doing work for a client, you've got to go that extra mile so that you can get more and more work. Always go the extra mile. It's always good to turn a piece upside down and on the side, weird ways, so that you can make sure that you're getting all the spots that you need to get painted. And the bottom, again, these areas are all rounded, so you really need to pay attention to all those spots that are going to show if somebody's on the floor plugging something in or messing with the TV, whatever it is. You want that piece to look good at any angle. I put 3 coats on this piece of furniture, and even with 3 coats, I will say this: oak furniture is always going to show its wood grain. It's very deep wood grain, and it really does look very nice. It gives it some texture. Now, if you didn't want the wood grain to show, you're going to have to do a lot of extra work. You're going to have to fill in all that grain with wood filler, and that is not an easy task. It can be done, but it's not easy. I am using a stencil on this piece on the bottom area. Unfortunately, I did not film it. I thought I had, but my camera went off, or I didn't turn it on. But I do have plenty of other videos to show you just how to use a stencil, so check those out. You can find the links for those videos in the description box below, and I will probably put them at the end of this video as well. In the painting world, this is very satisfying. I mentioned earlier about finish on oak and how it can be difficult to get off, and you are about to see a very good example of just that. Right there on that end piece, you can see a very large area that the paint just decided to disappear off of that finish, because the finish is protecting the wood. It's doing its job. Unfortunately, that's not the look I'm looking for. So I'm going to have to go back and sand that off. I started to hand sand, but that wasn't good enough. I actually ended up using my orbital sander and got all of that off, and then I could paint over it and there were no more problems. You got to do that, guys. You got to get to the end and realize that there might be something you have to go back a couple steps to fix. Do that and you will have a really nice piece to give to your client, and they will be happy with it. Thank you for being here. Good luck on your next piece, and I will see you next time.
You can do it.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors.
Hey, thanks for watching my video. You can find more videos like this one on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment and do that now. You're helping me out a whole lot, and it doesn't cost you a thing. Thanks.